try to start again. I don't want to be the one the battles always choose, cause inside I realize that I'm the one confused. I don't know what's worth fighting for, or why I have to scream. I don't know why I instigate and say what I don't mean. I don't know how I got this way, I know it's not alright, so I'm breaking the habits. I'm breaking the
STPL, Net Wars versus DM.
And that giant tanks around.
Hello everyone and welcome to the STPL. I am Kix and with me is my co-host Cadenti, and we are going to be giving you a third place match today between Net Wars and DM. So this is the very end nearly of round 1 and we're going to be heading into round 2 soon. But yeah, what a better way to start us off for the evening with a weird little bit of tech issues, but I was running a little bit behind. But that's normal for me, so it's all good. How has your day been, Cadenti?
Mine has been pretty relaxed and it's nice and sunny here. So I would like to, go for a little stroll in the sunshine, but here I am stuck here watching StarCraft. It's all your fault.
You say that, but I mean, you would have been playing it otherwise, right? So it's fine.
Yeah, probably true.
It's the same as me. It would have all been fine. I spent today at work not really being able to concentrate on anything, and then ended up watching the Moo Pro League while I could, not on my phone. So let's. That was pretty good, but yesterday was better, of course, because SKT did win, the best team. So it's all good. Although today was like a hell of a day for me with bad news, with like fantasy going to StarCraft 2, but let's not talk about that. Nobody mentioned that ever again. I'm just going to pretend it never happened. He's still in the military in my mind, and I will not accept anything else. But either way, going back to the SCPL, this is our third place match between Net Wars and DM, and let's get everything started. So if I bring us on over to the overlay, I'm going to quickly introduce what maps we're going to have today, and then we can go from there. So let me move on over to here. Now it's going to be a best of 7 today, so there are 2 extra maps as well as these. Having a look, we do start with Judgment Day. We're going to move on to Neo Moonglaive, Grand Line SE, Sincha Pengryung, New Empire of the Sun, and finally for set 6 and set 7, we're going to be moving on to Pathfinder and the ace match on Gladiator. Now, if we have a look at what matches we're going to be seeing today, there was one walkover. I believe that was set 6, so we won't see Pathfinder, but let's ignore that. We're going to start with Zero versus White. That's going to be a ZVP. Missoula versus PRL, which is going to be a PvP. Yeti versus Tech, another PvP. Squizen versus Ross K, which is a PvZ. Cheetech versus Galaxy even, that's going to be a PvZ as well. And then we're going to be moving on to Game 6, which I believe was the walkover, which will be between Koga and Dodobi, which is going to be a TVP. So lots of Zergs and Protoss today, not that many Terrans.
Yeah, 2 PvPs. It's going to be interesting.
It's either going to be...
There's a lot of good players in there.
Yeah, it's either going to be incredibly quick or incredibly long today, I would say. That's the art of PvP.
Not familiar. Who has a Dodo V, even though maybe the game's not going to happen?
I don't actually know, but they're one of DM's newer players, so they appeared they appeared on the roster for this week. Same with Galaxy as well. I'm not really sure about either of them, but I'm actually just going to double check on Discord just to make sure I'm not missing anything and making sure I'm seeing the right one's going to be a walkover. Otherwise that's going to be a little bit embarrassing when we get there. But let me just check this.
Just have a few replays missing forever. What could possibly go wrong? It's always fun, that surprise when you're not quite sure exactly who won the third place match here.
Okay, so it's actually game 4 that was a walkover, so we're not going to have We're not going to have a ZVP there on Sincho Pungryung. And Radley replaced Cheetek for for Netwars. I completely forgot what team he played for, which is just insane. You know what? My mind is jelly. Either way, so obviously we've got the 7 games, so I'm going to make sure that Radley's properly on the overlay later, but that's fine for now. Let's move on to have a look at the matchup. Now, these two teams have played before. Netwars did win last time. This was when they met in Group A of Round 1. But both of them, I mean, they fought really hard to get to the top of their groups respectively. 5-2 for Netwars and 4-3 for DM. So Netwars just edging out DM to make it out of Group A in first place. And I mean, both the teams have done pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, it is the classic Protoss team here, stomping everyone with their evil Protoss ways.
Yeah.
Maybe they can keep that going.
DM have like way too many Protosses. It's insane. The Protosses have got 13 wins. That's crazy. I can't believe it. I don't know how many losses there are because it's not appearing on the overlay properly, but we can fix that for next time. It's all good.
Too many wins to see the losses, unfortunately.
Yeah, Protoss is so OP they don't lose, so they're just dots. That's what they get for losses.
It does sound about right in my experience.
Moving on to our first game, we do have Zero for Netwars. He is the king of the Bombastic Star League, the Bombastic General, although I don't even know if that's what he says when he gets a follower. But it's he's going to be up against DM White, so DM White, captain of his team, doing a really good job so far. I don't know if I've just lost Cadenzi, but I think she's still here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh no, okay, good.
This card crashed for a second for whatever reason.
Okay, that's fine. I was worried you were about to go all robot-y, but it looks like it's all good for today. Now, obviously we do have a ZVP starting us off, and they are going to be playing on Judgment Day. So I'm not sure if you've played this map outside of playing against me, but have you got any thoughts about ZVP on this map?
I have played a few times, but it is an interesting one because you have the dilemma of do you take the crappy third base, especially for the Protoss player who is like trying to wall off their base, and the mineral only is like the front one. It's like, do you expand there and not have a second gas for a while?
I've seen that come up quite a lot recently, actually, in the CVPs on this, so it does make sense. I mean, you do get the option of building the Sunkens at the front, so maybe you can go for a very quick 3-hatch. That could be something that we'll see Zero do here. But will White counter with his own aggression, or will he also go for a quick expansion as well? Because Protoss has the same dilemma. They can build the wall at the natural, but then they can... I mean, if they take the natural base, it's really far back, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, it's definitely a good map for longer late game play. So hopefully we see a nice long game here.
Okay, let's actually, speaking of the game, let's move on over, let's get started. And let's have a look at how Zero fares against White in this first game of this evening. Okay, so it'll appear on the stream in a moment, but starting us off in the top right-hand corner, we do have the Netwars Zerg fighting in green. It's going to be Zero.
And down here in the bottom right corner, playing for DM, it's the teal Protoss player, White.
Once again, White confusing me with his name. That is going to be a pain. Luckily enough, he spawned as teal and not white, because I know you could spawn up white beforehand. I didn't. Wait, is white in remastered, or did they take it out? Or am I imagining things? Maybe no one ever spawned as white.
Yeah, you can definitely be white. I'm pretty sure.
I've not seen white in a long, long time, so I don't know. It's weird. I always seem to miss sort of colours. Like, it was ages since I saw green on ladder again, but it's apparently because green is like one of the UMS colours, so it didn't spawn you as green ever, pretty much.
I suppose that is slightly racist of Blizzard to be doing things like that. Should probably tell them off for it.
The one thing I really want, and I don't get why they haven't added, is just the ability to set your own color to what you want it to be.
Yeah, that would definitely be a lot of fun.
I would just
And
play
it
as
could be
Orange
blue every
Terran.
game.
Yeah, blue Zerg, orange Terran, purple Protoss. There we go. The big three. Wouldn't have to deal with anything else ever again. And then I could play with my black minimap, and everyone would be happy, because I'd be orange Terran without having to go to teal, because I spawned as brown or something and I can't see myself, and yeah, stuff like that.
So the Overlord is going to the correct location right away, so he's going to have a good idea of what's happening, and the probe is also going to the right way. And he's going to see the fast pull and also fast gas, which is a little bit strange.
Yeah, this is a very aggressive opening, I think, here from Zero. He could be going for a very quick ling speed, maybe to punish that front-hand wall. But there is 2 cannons coming up already, so White is prepared for any form of ling aggression, at least.
Yeah, he's got the 2 cannons, and if he just puts a gateway right up there, it should be a very good wall, actually. I imagine there's only going to be like 1 or 2 gaps there.
Yeah, I think you have to use 2 zealots, possibly, but I can't remember if the forge is actually tight on the bottom. But
Yeah,
with the
it's
2
on
cannons, yeah, with the 2 cannons, it should be fine. So looks like Zero did opt to go for that early sort of mineral only as his second base. It'll be
Yep,
cool.
and White's going for the back one to get the second gas as soon as possible.
Yeah, I guess it's maybe a little bit more important for Protoss to get that second gas in PvZ.
Oh, the scouting probe goes down to the Zerglings, so he doesn't have a good idea of exactly how many Zerglings are coming.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a pain for him. He sent another scout out, but it's going over to the left-hand side for some reason. Oh, I guess he's trying to avoid the lings, but still, that's going to give him a little bit less information. He's pulled some probes, so he should be safe for the time being, but he needs to be careful.
Yeah, I mean, the only danger is if the forge isn't tight with the wall, but it should be, hopefully. Otherwise, we have a really short game coming up.
Yeah, I know that a barracks is tight there, so I imagine a forge should be as well, but walling in PvZ is so difficult. I saw people on the Discord earlier talking about walling and like how they wall on different maps and things, so I'm glad I'm Terran. I don't have to deal with this.
So Zerglin speed should be done soon, and maybe we'll see him try and kill off these probes and run in. So it'd be nice to see how that's defended. Here it comes now.
Oh, can he get through? It looks like he could do. Oh man, the lings are actually into the base. Does he really have enough to actually defend against this?
Oh, that is 4 speedlings. They're gonna just cause havoc here. He gets a nice drill, gets one of the Zerglins out. And he does have a zealot here, so maybe he's not gonna take too much damage.
Yeah, that was actually a really nice pull on that on the probes. He targeted the lower health Zergling, and he got another one there as well. So really, really nicely done by him. Only
Yeah,
losing
very
2
nice,
probes.
progress.
Now looks like Zero gonna take his 3rd base as well, but he's not quite done with the damage just yet. He can run around for a very long time with these speedlings.
Interestingly, he's not gone back to mining gas yet. So he's just powering up as many drones as he can, possibly going to take an extra base soon.
I guess one thing about having the 2 lings in the main like this is it does give you the sort of pretty much perfect information. Although there is a drone that just suicided itself on the wall. It looks like there's going to be another one as well. No, Zero just about notices it. But there's definitely a messed up rally point here. Another drone is going down there too, so that's a pretty big deal.
Another probe though. I would like to see these Zerglins get to the natural here, because there's no cannons at his actual nexus part of his natural.
Oh, but the Zealot may actually get these lings. He just pulls them away just in time.
And meanwhile, Zero is just throwing down extra hatcheries. Looks like he's going to go for a 5 hatch before gas build here.
And that, I'm fairly certain, isn't that a hatchery at the natural a little bit far away from the gas? Or am I imagining things? That looks like it's a hex too low.
Fine. Yeah, just probably imagining things.
I don't know, I guess it's one of those things of like hatcheries look weird, so it makes it hard to tell, but I could almost swear that's a hex too low. Probably isn't
It
though.
just looks weird because it's to the left more than it would normally be in another map or something.
Very possibly. Thank you for the follow, by the way. I didn't see the name pop up, but does mean a lot. Thank you for supporting the STPL. Yeah, we got double hatchery, as you say, going up at that third base. Well, I guess it's the third base, but it was his natural location. Gonna have to power up a lot of either Hydras or Mutas if he does go for it, but we are still just on hatchery tech, so...
Yeah, he is going for the 5-hatch Hydra, and he's probably just going to try and see if he can bust the front, and if he cannot, like if there's storm in time, it's still a really nice build where you can just get a lot of drones out and look to take another base.
We've got the Templar Archives coming up on White's side of things. He is going to make sure that he techs up to that fairly quickly, and it looks like White may be thinking about adding on another Nexus soon. Oh no, he's actually just adding on more cannons. Just to make sure.
Yeah, he does notice the 5 hatcheries. He's going to be a little bit scared here.
Yeah, Leia's on the way as well. I can only imagine that's going to be for the Spire for Scourge. But here we go, the first Corsair's coming in. Can it get any damage done? Or is this mainly going to be for the scouting?
Yeah, he's just looking to get some information, see exactly, yeah, okay, for sure it's 5-hatch Hydra, although there is no evolution chamber for the +1, which is a little bit strange.
Wow, White has seen what he needs to see. He's built another 3 cannons, taking him up to 6 at his natural wall here. And he is going to take out this Overlord, so that feels pretty good for him. But I always feel like these cannons are a little bit of an overreaction. He's not really seen that many Hydralisks yet.
Yeah, he's just a little bit nervous here. And his Storm should actually have a decent time in here as well, so he's not going to die to anything crazy, and he's just trying to make sure you play safe. And he does have this easy third base that you can take here. I mean, it's only minerals, but I think he can afford to play fairly safe here and not fall behind too far.
Yeah, his Storm's only about a third of the way through, but we see him adding on another pylon at the front here. He's most likely going to lose his Forge before it can finish +1 if range finishes in time, but maybe he'll be okay. It does. This map is kind of weird in the fact that trying to get the right angle on the Forge without getting attacked by the cannons is rather difficult. I don't know why, but it's really weird like that.
I feel like that pylon he's just put down might be blocking his Nexus, but I'm not sure.
I think the Nexus goes over, you see the like brown bit? I think it goes over that, so he should be fine. If anything, his first pylon's more likely blocking it, but I guess we'll find out. I mean, you can always build it slightly off-center here, and it doesn't really matter too much. I mean, it obviously delays your economy a little bit, but he mainly just wants to be safe.
There's no Overlord.
So there is this doing a lot of damage to at least the Lings. The Hydras are forced to pull back, and there's not an Overlord anywhere near here either.
He does have the Overlord speed finishing though, so you could come back down for the aggression again.
Yeah, the thing is, Storm's done now, so it's going to be a little bit harder to be aggressive. The DT looks like it's heading into the natural now. He does have a lot of Overlords there, but not really that many units.
Oh, but the DT just walks into 4 Hydras and
Yeah.
it's going to fall down, unfortunately.
There is the second one, but that's also going to run into Hydras, so that's a bit of a problem there for White. Not going to find any damage there with his DTs, but he should be getting High Templar up soon.
Yeah, he has his High Templar and his Storm. He should be fine as soon as he gets energy for Storm there. And Zero might not even be able to pick off the Forge or the Gateway like he was probably hoping to do so.
Now, one thing White's doing is he's going for Dragoon range now. He stopped building Corsairs, and he does actually have... Oh, okay, he's got 3 High Templar now, but he waited a little bit to get those, so they're not going to have enough energy for Storm in the meantime, at least, but they should get it soon.
And Zero's looking to just power straight through with melee, carapace, and hive build here, getting all the cracklings and lurkers out as soon as he can.
Yeah, he's also added the 6th and 7th hatchery over there at the 12 o'clock position, gonna give him even more money to play with. White's very sat back at the moment. He's not taking another Nexus, so slowly but surely Zero is going to find himself getting more and more ahead in this first game.
Yeah, this is a little bit surprising that he hasn't taken that Nexus at all so far, especially since he has his Storm, he has his Zealot leg speed, right?
I believe he must do by this point, but I didn't see him researching it.
So he should feel pretty safe against Hydras at the moment, and he does have like a million cannons, so there's no reason not to take the Nexus, I feel like.
There's also lurkers in the fray here now, though, and they're going to be pushing on the front of this wall now. Of course, the cannons do make it a little bit harder for them to push in, But he can still start doing, or he can at least set up a very, very strong contain here.
Yeah, and he might be able to pick off the forge and the gateway with the lurker range here. Because White's probably not going to want to waste his storms on single lurkers at the moment.
Yeah, the forge looks like it's definitely going to go down. I don't think it will die before +2 finishes though. So maybe he wants to get both his lurkers attacking that so it goes down a little bit quicker.
Yeah, if he gets all 3 lurkers there, it might just fall down. And his robo facility is not even finished yet, so he's not going to have access to observers for a long time.
And I mean, even though Zero is playing aggressive here, sort of, he's got a lot of units everywhere just defending against any possible drops and everything like that as well. So, there we go, we see that first storm going down on top of that lurker. The lurker pulled back immediately, and those storms not really achieving too much.
Yeah, and Zero's just been really greedy here, making millions and millions of drones, taking bases everywhere, and he's got his economy in a really nice place here, and his hive is on the way, almost finished now. And he has almost got 1-1, so he's looking really strong right now.
Now, one thing that I do wonder could be a good move for Zero here is to actually go for drops and just drop into either the back of the main or the natural base. I mean, there's 6 cannons here. They're not really achieving too much. Finally, it looks like he will save that forge, at least for the time being, but Zero is taking yet another base right